Alright folks, this is what I got right here. This is my bench seat frame, and I'm about ready to play with this here in the living room since it's cold outside and I really don't want to be out in the garage wasting the gas. So anyway, I went to Joann Fabrics a couple days ago, actually yesterday and a couple days before that. I know my helpers are inspecting all the equipment here to be sure that it's all good to go. But anyway, I bought some burlap, 2-inch foam, 3-inch foam. I bought a wool, kind of almost like a blanket material. It's a wool. I like it. You know, it's a nice pattern. And then I also bought like a small chair pad and a little bit of felt to go ahead and put together a small homemade bench seat. Since taking it to an upholsterer is going to be at least $700, I don't want to spend right now. So let me take you through how I'm going to do this. Okay, in total, I ended up spending probably, let's see, about $170, $180 on all of this. The foam is extremely expensive, just so you know. I think the 2-inch foam itself is like $35 a yard, and I got 2 yards of it. And then the 3-inch stuff is $50 a yard, and I bought 2 yards of it. Anyway, I used a 50% off coupon and a 40% off coupon, so I ended up saving myself almost $50 just on. I can't even focus this. $50 just on that one. Then I went back through and did another purchase, and I bought the fabric, which was $20 a yard, and I saved 50% off of that, so I saved $40. And then the chair pad was $7. I did buy a headliner also for something else, and that was like $14 a yard, and I got like 50% off of that too, so, or 40%. But anyway, on that order, I had saved $46. So over $100 and saved just between the two, and I ran through the line together. Probably not allowed to do that, but they let me, and you know, you make the ladies laugh and have a good time. They'll be nice to you, so just be nice to your customer service people. Alright, I hog ringed burlap to the springs so that when I put the foam on here, it's not going to want to sag in between. It's just tightly on there as best as it. I mean, it's going to give. If you really want it to be super tight, then go get some vinyl and just flip that down on there, because then it won't give at all. But now I'm going to do the top portion. Okay, here I attached the seat back to the bottom. Obviously, number 2 inspector is checking out my work. Anyway, so I've got it hog ringed around, and I'm about ready to put down the foam so that you can see what I have to do with that. Hang on. Alright, you can see that it's kind of odd that this is here. When I originally bought this big giant last 2 pieces, they only had like 50 inches, so that's what I bought. You know, and this thing is about 54 inches wide, but I knew I was going to end up having to cut off probably about 4 inches there, so I just cut off 4 inches along the entire length of it right here, and I just pieced it on there. That's my passenger side. Obviously, I'm not going to be jumping in and out a lot, so that's fine. I'm just going to shove it in there and tighten it down with that felt. So stand by. I'm going to take the back off again. I just needed to position it so that when I got this on here, I know exactly where this lines up, because there's no need for having foam behind that or below it. So stand by. Okay, I got ahead of myself. I forgot about the chair pad that I bought specifically for like the calf area. So when you sit on the chair pad, it'll squeeze down right in this area, but it still could leave a pinch area. So I cut that 12-inch. Well, I don't even know how thick it was, but it was square. I think it was 24 by 24. I cut it up into like 6 inches each, and then I'm going to place those like right here, and then squeeze that in with this felt material to add a little bit of extra padding right at the calf area, right at the back side of your knee. Not that it's going to really hit, but what if you jam your leg back just far enough, you might actually hit the chair. So anyway, I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to finish stapling all of these on these hog rings. So bring it back. Okay, the bottom portion of the seat is just about done. I'm going to go ahead and push this aside, and get the upper back lined up, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did here. So as you can see, I left a little bit of a gusset, I guess. You know, I hog ringed it down and then pulled that so that when I go to put the chair back up there, it's not going to hit all of this, like, and then stop the chair from moving like it's supposed to. The whole chair is supposed to be able to move forward in order for you to access behind the seat. So anyway, I'll bring it right back as soon as I get this all switched out. Okay, here it is. I've got the backing felted in now. So with a little bit of extra of the foam, I put like a 2-inch section right here, because that's right where your lateral is going to hit right when you get into the truck. So I just threw a little bit extra on there. Anyway, so it's all hog ringed down. I am not afraid to use too many because you know what, it's going to hold it on nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and install the back onto the bottom, and then I'll show you what I want to do with the fabric for the top. Alright, here it is, assembled. I just threw the pins in. I didn't throw the cotter pins in, but here I'll pull the backing. It's going to be a little tight, so let me just go ahead and do that here. Okay, that's with the back pulled forward so that you could access the rear of the seat. And when I throw this back up the truck, you'll see there's not a whole lot of reason why you would need that. But alright, let me push this back here. Okay, I just separated the back from the bottom. I found center, or at least as close as I could. You know, Miss Hilda's inspecting for me. So I also cut my fabric in half. I got 4 yards of this wool material. So 2 yards is going to be for the bottom and 2 yards for the top. So let me go ahead and lay it down here. Not that it's really going to be perfect, but I did have this thing, and I drew a line halfway horizontal and then vertical. I drew one halfway as well. So now I've just got it lined up and going to lay it down. Alright, here we go. Here's the bottom. It's pretty comfy. It's like sitting on a Serta mattress. So, alright, I'm going to flip this one over, and I'm going to go ahead and start on the back piece. Okay, this is it. I put the back on. You know, it's not perfect. Over time, it will settle down. Because I didn't pull it completely tight. I wanted to be able to move it around a little bit. Alright, show you the back here. So I put a whole backing on it since I had enough fabric left over. I used 2 yards on the top piece and 2 yards on the bottom. I did end up cutting pieces off the bottom one to get here. But anyway, I did the best I could to line up the lines with the back bottom, and then hog ringed them in. So it actually takes me 2 hands to push the chair forward, so let me do that here. Okay, here it is. I pushed it forward. So I did put a little gusset down here so that this seat back will fit right into that area without squishing it too much. So that actually helps, but it is a little tight to push the seat forward. So you are going to need hog ring pliers, scissors, or an electric knife to cut that foam, and a couple other things that I'll make a list here real quick and then put that on the end. But this worked really well. Okay, here's a list of items that I used in this little project. So I used about 4 yards of burlap. It was about $1.50 or $3 a yard. I can't remember. It was really cheap. 2 yards of poly felt, which is that white stuff that I put on over the top of the foam to help hold it down without it getting bunched up. And that was about $6 per yard. Hog ring and pliers. I found the hog ring pliers at Harbor Freight and the hog rings at a local mom and pop auto parts store where I get my paint, but it's easier just to get it online. It's cheaper that way too. Alright, 4 yards of fabric of your choice. Mine was about $20, $19 to $20 per yard, so mine's wool. That 1-inch chair pad that I cut into a couple strips that I put around the back, you know, right where your calf would be. 2-inch high density foams, about $35 a yard, and 3-inch high density foam, which is about $50 a yard. Get coupons online, seriously. And I went through the line twice, so I was able to use the coupons. So I just split my order. But anyway, that's all the stuff that I used, and it took me about 4 hours to do this. And that's, you know, even with me stopping to take pictures and do this video. So anyway, that's it. That's all I'm doing. This is a quick video on how I did my seat for my truck. I just want to go sit out in the garage now and just make vroom vroom noises sitting in this little seat in the cab. Got a guy coming to do the windows here in about 2 weeks. It's going to cost about $75. So, alright, I'm going to stand back one more time here. There we go. I actually really like this a lot more than the vinyl, but anyway, let's give the roll a roll here for a while. Alright, y'all, take care. Have a good night.